At a point in our lives, we all were believers of love at first sight, the days when we first met someone and were swept off our feet as we enjoyed the ecstasy that came with it. Yes, having someone shower you with affection and admiration is incredibly exhilarating when you're in the beginning stages of a new relationship. You get excited, decide to put on those rose-colored glasses, and rationalize behavior that should be hinting at red flags ahead. And what are those red flags? These are things your partner does that indicate a lack of respect, integrity, or interest in the relationship. Yes, relationships are complicated, so it makes sense that some so-called deal breakers should be ignored. But some quirks, such as bright red flags flapping violently in the wind, that they simply must be acknowledged. And that's why we rounded up the top 10 dating red flags, from the unreliable second date that's just so busy that they can't quite commit to an exact time and place, to the saint that's willing to pick you up from the airport. Here are the quirks that you should keep an eye on. Number 10. They're rude. You learn the most about people not by how they treat you, but those around you, no matter what your type is. Showing kindness to others is the baseline for being a decent human being. So if they're snapping at waiters, dismissive of everyone else's feelings, or don't even give a courteous hello to an Uber driver, they're not someone to fantasize a future with. If someone is rude and feels comfortable criticizing others aggressively in front of you after barely knowing you, imagine how you will be treated later. And if you are together, they say negative or hurtful things about you or others. Of course, there's nothing wrong with showing concern when your partner does something that worries you. But in a healthy relationship, partners generally take care to express their feelings in helpful, productive ways. It's not healthy to constantly criticize each other or say intentionally hurtful things, especially about personal choices such as food, clothing, or favorite TV shows. Criticism that makes you feel ashamed or bad about yourself is generally unproductive. Number 9. They are love bombers. These people seem to want a relationship and you fit the bill. This doesn't make you feel special. Attention is great, but too much attention too quickly is not great. When a new love interest is in a big hurry to move the relationship from first date to soulmate, beware. You're the one they've been waiting for. You're the most stunning human being they've ever seen, and they will tell you. They might pressure you into rushing things and making big plans for the future. They'll mention things like marriage or moving in together when you've only known each other for a short while. They're laying it on thick with over-the-top compliments and romance. Stop to think for a second. Do they even know you yet? It's doubtful a person can really love you more than anything in the world in 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours, or even 2 months. As my good friend likes to say, I know you're the greatest, but no one can know that about you in 5 minutes. If someone talks about long-term plans, coordinates trips, or calls and texts multiple times a day when you're in the let's see if we like each other enough for another date phase, cut the cord. This can be a sign of neediness, but could also be an early sign of controlling behavior. Number 8. Your friends or family hate them. If the people who know you the best do not like your partner, it's an obvious red flag, and here's why. There might be something off about this person that seems obvious to those who know you so well. You may need to listen to what they're telling you. Sometimes it's easy to get blinded by love and only see what you want to see. But if your friends and family clearly don't like your partner, then you need to understand why. Often in the throes of a new relationship, hearing criticism about your new beloved may not be welcome, but others may see things more clearly from an outsider's perspective. At the very least, hear these people out. You may want to reevaluate your relationship. Number 7. They won't compromise. It's no secret that you're never going to agree on everything with your partner. We've all been there. But learning to find a middle ground and ways to compromise on critical issues is essential for a relationship to thrive. Now, compromise is not all about standing your ground and keeping the peace. It's all about looking for the halfway point where both parties can be happy. You're not thrilled, but you're not disappointed either. If you notice that you and your partner are having an almost impossible time compromising, perhaps one of you refuses to budge on a particular issue, then there may be something seriously wrong with your relationship. Number 6. They don't want to label the relationship after a few months of dating. If Shakespeare were still around, perhaps he'd be able to give us a hand when it comes to understanding the ever-expanding language of love. It's pretty unfortunate that he left us to make sense of words like seeing someone and hanging out by ourselves. We're in a world with several words to describe one's relationship that are conveniently non-committal and also somewhat meaningless. But if you've seen someone for a few months and they don't want to put a label on it, then this, my friend, is a huge red flag. It not only shows a lack of commitment, but might mean that they are romantically involved with someone else. So it's about time you showed yourself the door. Number 5. They're keeping secrets. We're not just talking about keeping a penchant for pineapples dipped in Marmite. If you or your partner is hiding something from the other, it's going to destroy your relationship at some point and is a definite red flag. Of course, we don't need to share every single thought with our partners, but if one of you has something major on their mind that they're hiding, then it'll be an issue because secrets can affect your happiness and ultimately hurt you. Number 4, they have a controlling behavior. We are never in control of changing another person, that's for sure. So if you're concerned about a specific behavior, you should feel comfortable enough to bring it up. It's okay to express your feelings and ask them to consider making changes, but it's not okay to tell them what to do or attempt to control their behavior. A partner may attempt to divide and conquer, separating you from important people in your life. They may be jealous of your ongoing relationships with these people or simply feel the need to control where you go and who you associate with, limiting your world to allow in only what is essential to them. Sometimes they may make you choose them over significant others as an expression of love. If it gets to this, then it's definitely a red light. Number 3, you don't feel heard in the relationship. They might show no interest when you bring up a problem or share something that's been on your mind, or you might have a hard time sharing your opinion or talking about serious issues because you fear they'll just brush you off. Maybe your partner has difficulties when it comes to talking about issues or expressing how they feel. When it would seem most important to be open and honest, they distance themselves emotionally, leaving you hanging or having to deal with the situation on your own. Of course, miscommunications can occur, but if you do talk about an issue and they listen but don't make any changes or seem to have forgotten what you've talked about by the next day, that's a red flag. Number 2, they don't respect your boundaries. Boundaries can come into play across your relationship, from respectful communication to privacy needs. You set a limit and they push against it or pressure you to change it, that's a serious red flag. Maybe if you said, "I need personal space when I get home from work. I'm happy to see you, but I need to de-stress before any physical affection." Suppose they continue to try to manipulate you to get what they want, then they're not right for you. Someone who legitimately cares for you will respect your wishes and back off. You might brush this off as a sign of affection and keep resisting the boundary, hoping they'll get it eventually, but their behavior shows disrespect for your needs. Number 1, they're always just too busy. And the number 1 red flag on our list is time. Does your partner have time for you? I'm busy, you're busy, we're all busy. Friends, workout classes, meetings, these are just a few things that keep our millennial calendars jam-packed. Relationships often develop when people enjoy each other's company and want to spend even more time together. However, if your partner is always just so busy that they can't commit to a time and place for a date, then they're basically saying, well, maybe I'll meet you if I have nothing better to do. Who knows? They might even find excuses to avoid spending time with you. But guess what? You are too busy for that. You deserve someone who puts plans with you ahead of their tentative coworkers' happy hour, because even the most engaged people make time when they really like someone. You better wake up and see the red flags. And those are the top 10 red flags when it comes to dating. Have you ever been a victim of one of these red flags? Do you have any red flags that you would wish to add? Please leave us your replies in the comment section down below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our awesome content. And please give us a like and share the video. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our new uploads. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.